Hello everyone. I'm going to start a new series about ATF. So ATF means Automated Test Framework. In this series, I'll talk about that what is ATF, how we can start ATF from the beginning. We'll talk from the simple to the advanced component, like what are the things we can validate through the ATF, why do we need the ATF, what are the basic structure we need about the ATF. So before we go to the actual practical scenario, let's see a small introduction about ATF. So ATF is automated test framework that helps tester to without testing manually, they can go directly to the ServiceNow and run the test suites. Once you run these test suites, all these things will be automated tested and then it will give you a result. Now, what are the things you can test through the ATF? The first thing is that you can do a form validation like incident, problem, change from. There are multiple mandatory fields. There are some read-only fields. There are some drop-down fields. There are some dependency things. All these things can be validated through that from validation or through the ATF. Second important is that there are each and every organization using the catalog item, and there are huge demand for testing the catalog item manually. Instead of manual testing, you can go through this automated test framework, and using that you can test the catalog item through this ATF. Then you can actually test the integration. Then some portion of the service portal you can test. Then you can test the list, like the form. You can also validate the list. You can validate the notifications. Also, you can validate the server-side logics like business rule flow. Also, you can validate the user access like ACL. The user have actually access to this particular table or not. They can see these fields or not. These things you can validate. Finally, you can also check that dependency value verification. Like if you select the hardware related subcategories should be visible. And for that, you don't need to create multiple test scenario. You can do like parameterized value you can pass and then system automatically keep testing those scenario. So all these things can be done through the ATF. So let's start. Today we are going to start from the form validation. Okay. So we'll take an example of the incident form. So we'll take the incident form validation. First, we'll check that the incident is actually all these fields under the incident form is actually visible or not properly. Okay, so let's do that. So to keep you simple, that if you go to your left navigation and if you type call ATF or automated test framework, you will be able to see that our module. So we'll search called automated test framework, and you can see this complete module is available regarding the ATF. Now, first, we are going to validate regarding the incident. So before we go to this automated test framework, let's understand or let's summarize that what are the things we are going to test there. Okay. So let's say that you got a requirement or the developer developed something. So let's go back to the incident form first. So this is the incident list. And if I click the new button here, so incident form is open. Let's say that developer developed something. The first thing developer developed is called priority field is read only, that is developed. So as a tester, you might need to test that priority field is read only or not, short description is a mandatory or not, caller field is a mandatory or not, and then you might need to check that state is by default new or not. Okay, so let me note down all these call. So what are the things we are going to test here? We are going to test a ATF. Using that, what we are going to test? We are going to test that the priority field is read only, the mandatory field is called caller, and then short description should be mandatory, and then state should be by default new. So this is the form validation we are going to do that first time, okay, through the ATF. So let's assume that a tester, if you are a tester, what do you use to do that? You used to go and impersonate a end user, let's say that able tutor or any user. You are going to impersonate that user, and then after that, you are going to open this incident form, and then once you open this incident form, you are manually going to verify that these are the scenario is actually accomplished or not, like read only is priority or not, the mandatory field is these are the not, and then state these are the not, right? So same thing we are going to do the ATF. Okay, to do that, what we'll go to this module called automated test framework. Here we are going to create the test here, and then we are going to create a new test. Once you click here, you have a options called put the name. So we are going to say that incident. This is our first name, or you can say the title. Then once you created that, you have a options to add steps here. So you need to steps that. What are the steps? The first step is that we are going to impersonate a end user called able tutor, and then we are going to do something. Now imagine that the user that you are going to impersonate that is not available in the system. What will be happen? This test is going to be fail, right? So to overcome this one, normally any records that needs to be created or that needs to be verified, we init create that. Okay. So what we'll do, we are going to create any user first in our steps. So instead of impersonate any existing user, we are going to use a user we are going to create a new user here. So we'll go and then add our test steps first. Okay. Once you click that, you can see that all steps and then these are the breakdown steps. Okay. And first thing you can see the create user. So this is the user we are going to create. Okay. So we are going to click or select this one and then click next. Okay. So first we are going to create an end user to testing this whole form validation process. So the first name I'm going to put call ATF. The last name I'm going to put that end user. Okay. Now in case if I want to add some roles, I can add here roles. In case I want to add some groups, I can add that. Or else if I want to put any other field called active equal to true, then I want to set that user ID equal to, I want to set that 1, 2, 3, 4, anything I can put here. Okay. I'll put like that. Okay. So these all are user table attribute here. Now here is a one checkbox, impersonate this user. It means that the user will be created and impersonate. If you don't want to impersonate immediately, later phase also you can do that. Okay. So I'm not unchecking that. So we are going to create a user as a ATF end user, and then we are going to impersonate that user. So we'll click the submit. Once you submit that, the first step will be added here. As you can see, the create and impersonate user with the following value. The first name is ATF. Second name is called end user, user active equal to true, and user ID is this. So once that record is created and you impersonate that, what is the next steps? You are going to open this form called incident form. And then you are going to validate this value, right? So we are going to first open, in the second step, we are going to open a form. So we'll go and then we are going to open a form. So you go to this form sections and then you can see the open a new form. You can select that and click next. So we are going to open a new form first, and here what we are going to do that, you have two options, standard UI, other UI. So you will select always standard UI, which table we want to open or which table we want to open a new form. So our case, the table name called incident, we want to open the incident table first. So we'll select table name called incident here and click submit. Okay. As you can see that it continuously adding the steps. The first execution order is the create user. Second execution order is the open a new form. Okay. Next step is what? We are going to validate that. Okay. What we are going to validate that? Mandatory things are validating. The read-only things, we are going to validate that. So we'll click add steps. And then under this form, you can see that field state validation. And right side, you can see that it can check that mandatory, not mandatory, read only, not read only, visible, not visible things. Okay. So we'll click the next button here and you can see that where I want to insert after step number 2, I want to insert. Okay. I'll just click the next and then here. So what I want to check that? I want to check that the priority field is read only or not. So to do that, we'll go here and the read only section, I'll say the priority field should be read only. That's it. Next, I'm saying that the caller and then short description should be mandatory. So we'll select that mandatory equal to caller and then short description should be mandatory. Okay. So this way you can add fields. Then what I'm saying extra on top of that, I'm saying that description should be visible in case somebody hide the description field, it should be, it should be an error. So I am saying that under this visibility, I'm saying that description should be visible here. Okay. So these are the things I'm going to validate there. Okay. You can make it solid. If you want to make solid proof, you can add each and every fields should be visible, not visible, everything you can mention here. But I'm just giving you a simple scenario here. Now, I want to check that whenever I'm opening this form, the state should be new, the impact and urgency should be, low, and then priority should be planning. So this is what I'm trying to also validate that. Okay, so let's validate that. To validate that, I can add one more steps, and this time I'm saying that field value validation. Previously we checked the field state validation, and this time I'm saying the field value validation. And then click next. Here I am going to check the value. I'm expecting to be that this value should be properly set. Now, first thing here, you need to put the condition. What I'm saying that the state should be new. So let's say that I'm going to say that state is new. Impact and urgency both should be low. So this is the steps I'm going to put here, as you can see that. And if all these are passed, it means that this form validation is the incident form is looks good, right? So this is what I'm going to test that. Okay. So let's save that. Now, once you save that, you need to test this test. To test this test, what you have to do, you have to enable this. So you can click here called enable test and test suite execution here. And then here there is a checkbox. You need to check and then save that. Okay. Now, here are other properties we'll discuss a little bit later, but you can see that there are few others property also you can go through, or we'll discuss in our further. Now let's refresh here. Once I refresh that, you can see there is a button called run test option. So if I click this run test, a pop-up will be open. Now, by default, the start new test runner is available, and there is also cloud runner. So normally what will be happen? You need to open your browser till that test is completed. But for the long test, you might need to run in the cloud. So for that, this option is available, but this is the stored application. So forget about that one. So it will be by default check called start a new test runner. You just click the test, run test, and it will be open a test environment in your next tab. So as you can see that it's saying that connected and currently executing as a system it was previously called system engineer. Now it's saying that currently executing as a ATF user. And as you can see that the ATF user who don't have any role, anything, they cannot see the short description, they cannot see other fields, and this situation, my ATF is going to give me a failure result. You will be able to see that. So you can see that if I impersonate any end user who don't have any role, they won't be able to see that other fields like descriptions, these fields, and it will be automatically filled. And if I go here, as you can see that it's give me a failed result, and after that roll back. It means that any record, if it is created under your environment, that will be again rolled back. So during the testing, you can recall that a incident form open for the testing purpose, it might be saved in future, but that record can be revert back. Now it's saying if I click the go result, you will be able to see a failure with the screenshot like this is failed because unable to check if the priority is read only or not. Description is not visible as the end user doesn't have visibility to these fields, and this ATF is got failed, which is expected result. Now either the developer has to fix this issue, or the ATF engineer who designed this ATF has to be sync with the developer requirement, like end user don't have these options. So either you give the user to the ITL role. So I'll go here to this user or this test, and then the step one, I created a user. I'll give that user to a ITL role to test for the ITL role. So I'll go here, add the user role as ITL and save that. Now, this time, if I run that, let's see what happens. So if I click run, it will be first called system in administrator. Later, it will be initiated as ATF end user. Remember that this time ATF end user have ITL role and they can see all the fields as you can see. Everything is happening automatically. I'm not doing anything. So it will go and then check all these fields value and then it will give me a result. It is passed or not. So it is checking that, taking the screenshot, you can see that, and then it's validating all these data, and then finally it will give me a result called pass or fail. So once it is done, you can go back here and you can see this result. It's saying that success. So this is the overall result and you can see that it's success. It means that I got a pass. So user need a ITL role to see these fields. Now, either you discuss with the developer or the requirement or PO, whoever give the requirement that this should be matched with your test scenario and it will give you an exact result. So that's it for today. In our upcoming video, we are going to discuss more further about ATF. Till the timing, thank you very much. Have a great day.